If you are happy to carry food and put it on your head and kneel down and serve your husband, fantastic. Marriage is not a ticket into heaven. It's not a password into heaven. It's not a password to success. They don't take latecomers there. If you're not ready, don't do it.
Let me introduce you.
I've titled this video, "Do not get married until you watch this." Just because in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 15 things I believe are very essential for you to know before you get married. Also, I'll be giving a bonus tip at some point in the video. Number one, very early on in your marriage, you're going to have disagreements that are going to scare you, okay? But don't worry. Don't be scared. Don't panic. It is absolutely normal. All right. This is most especially for couples that have never lived together before. You're coming together for the first time. You have different backgrounds, different upbringings, different preferences. It is only natural that your personalities are going to clash, and you might end up getting into certain disagreements over certain things that might make you wonder, oh my gosh, we never thought about this. Did I make the right decision? Did I marry the wrong person? Calm down. It is absolutely normal. I've spoken to a lot of my friends and a few people who experienced this. But listen, you're going to go through that phase, okay? All things being equal, there is nothing to panic about. Keeping in mind, all things being equal, there is nothing for you to panic about, but it is certainly going to happen at some point early on in your marriage. Number two, this one is for the ladies. Before you get married, watch how your man treats the women in his life. It is very, very essential, because how he treats the women in his life goes a long way to tell you how he's going to be treating you after getting married. I'm talking about his mother, his grandmother, his sisters, both older and younger, the women that are his family members, his cousins. Just pay attention. If he treats them badly and makes you feel like, oh, you are the exception to the rule, you need to be careful. Number three, and this might end up being controversial, or this might end up rubbing certain people in certain ways. But again, for the ladies, it's okay to allow your husband to lead your home. It is very much okay. I know we live in a world now, parts of feminists, and of course we want human rights and women's rights and all of that. And I'm not disputing all of that, but I'm just saying that in your marriage, it is okay. I'm not saying it is okay for your husband to be treating you wrongly. I'm not saying it is okay to make you do things you don't want to do. I'm not saying there should be no room for communication. I'm not saying you guys don't have to agree and whatever he says goes. No, that is not what I'm saying. It is very healthy for couples to have conversations about everything. Talk about it, what works for both of you. It is only two of you in that marriage. Yes, that's understandable. So, again, I'm saying it is okay for your husband to lead your marriage, to lead your home. Number four, your spouse, either your wife or your husband, your spouse is not going to be your everything. And you need to get that into your head right now. Just because you're getting married doesn't mean that your spouse suddenly becomes your alpha and your omega and everything surrounding it. No. I see captions on birthday posts and Instagrams all the time, and I'm like, hey, whatever works for you, it's not my business. But when you start saying my soul and my Lord and my personal savior and my heart's big, I'm like, okay, can we calm down? Can we? Because your spouse is not going to replace God in your life. If you put immense amount of pressure on your spouse such that he now suddenly occupies, or she now suddenly occupies the space of God in your life, you are in deep trouble. That is the beginning of your wahala. Number five, after you get married, your spouse's imperfections are going to be amplified. Just prepare yourself for it. So if you've never lived together, there might be certain habits that you don't know your spouse possesses. All right, and it's after marriage, when you're living together, you're sharing the same bathroom, the same bedroom, you know, kitchen and all of that, that you start realizing, okay, this person does this person does this, I don't really like this. And those things can very easily get into your head and make you get carried away in terms, and make you forget why you fell in love with the person in the first place. You know, you can start getting aggravated over little things. Just take a deep breath. It is normal for your spouse's imperfections to be amplified and for you to notice them even more. But what you have to do is either talk to them about it, learn to live with it, or help them change, okay? Because at the end of the day, remember, you love this person, you fell in love with this person. Number 6, only you can make you happy, okay? You and God. Your happiness is not dependent on your spouse. Don't hang your happiness around his neck. Of course, it is his job to make you happy, to love on you, to be your husband or your wife, whatever the case might be. But at the end of the day, your happiness should not be dependent on them. Your happiness should be dependent on you and God. That's it. They're going to go to work and probably have a long day and they're tired and they're not being all lovey-dovey, whatever, whenever they get home, and that's fine. And you have to deal with it. And it's even worse if you're also working and then you go to work and you come back with your own baggage. Listen, when we just got married, myself and my husband, after some time, he had to sit me down to have a conversation with me about how I always came home stressed and tired and frustrated because my boss always either did this or did that, and I always brought that pressure home. And that went on for a while, and guess what? I didn't even know I was doing it. It wasn't until he had a conversation with me about it and about how it was affecting him and making him feel, because guess what? He also goes to work as well. It wasn't until we had that conversation that I came to the realization, oh wow, this is what I've been doing, and I apologized and then started taking deliberate steps to correct myself. So again, don't hinge your happiness on your spouse. Number 7, marriage does not complete you. Okay, let me say it again. Marriage, this thing called marriage, it doesn't complete you. It is not the beginning and the end of your life. Marriage is not a ticket into heaven. It's not a password into heaven. It's not a password to success. They don't take latecomers there. If you're not ready, don't do it. If you don't feel you're at that point in your life where you're ready to share everything with this other person, then don't do it. If you think, oh, this person is my second half and is going to make my life whole, you're setting yourself for a big disappointment. Marriage doesn't work like that. It is not the end goal. In fact, it is only the start of so many things. Of course, the person you're with should make you a better person, but marriage in and of itself does not complete you. It doesn't make you whole. You should be complete in yourself before you get married. You should be one. Is 1 + 1 = 1 in marriage. It's not half plus half equals 1. It is 1 + 1 = 1. Yes, that is the mathematics I'm giving to you people. Marriage does not complete you. Number 8, forget what they say on Instagram and social media and Twitter. Married people that, married people that. Your priorities are going to change once you get married. Keep that in mind. Once you commit yourself, you're standing before God to say, and before men to say, I choose you over everyone else, over everything else. You're saying you are now number 1. In essence, what you're saying is, after God, now you, baby, Engineer Esho, now you. That is what you're saying, that after God is going to be this person. So naturally, your priorities are going to change. You want to go out on a Friday night. Am I going with my wife? what is my wife going to be doing while I'm gone if I'm not going? How does my wife feel about it? Because your priorities have changed. Now you are accountable to someone. You are responsible to someone. Number 9, marriage is a marathon, not a sprint. It's not 100 meters. In fact, it is not 4K. Marriage is a long distance commitment. It is not a sprint, it is a marathon. So prepare yourself. So keep in mind that whatever you do, however you behave, however you approach your marriage, it shouldn't be with iron hand. It should be with a hand of, after this we're still going to love each other, after this we're still going to love each other, all things being equal. Okay? In case you don't understand what I'm talking about situations where it's not possible that your spouse becomes abusive or your life is being threatened. Run. Run fast. Run far. Just run. Number 10. Remember how I said earlier that your priorities are going to change? Well, yes, in your priorities changing, it is going to become your responsibility to protect your spouse. As the man, it is your responsibility to protect your wife from the outside world, from your family, from your father, your mother, your sister, your brother, your friends, from the outside world, from anyone that isn't in your marriage, of which anyone that isn't you. Even from yourself. It is your responsibility to protect your wife. Women, likewise, it is going to be your responsibility to protect your husband from your friends. My mom always watches my vlogs, so I'm sure she's watching this one as well. And even my sister and stuff, and they will be the first to tell you that I just always say, how is Tosi? Is fine. Anytime you say how is Tosi, it's fine. We are doing well. God is good. Even if at that moment I'm not talking to him or he just pissed me off or whatever, I've never gone to my mother to say, come and see, you did something. No, neither have I ever gone to my sister to say, oh, this. No, they will tell you, I don't talk. I just say, oh, I'm good. Oh no, that's all things being equal. Yes, all things being equal, that I don't talk. If your life is being threatened, if the person you're with is abusive, run. Call your family. Don't stay. Don't say Adenike said. Number 11, seek out examples of healthy marriages around you and try to learn from them. I'm not talking about Instagram couples or going on Instagram and saying, oh my gosh, husband goes and wife goes and all those things. I mean, whilst those things might be attractive and all, at the end of the day, you don't know about their private lives. So I'm talking about couples that maybe you're friends with, couples you've been watching their marriages from afar, maybe couples that you go to church with, or for personally, one of the couples that I use, I lived with them for 2 years. Okay, and I know what it was like living with them. I admired them. There are also my pastor's marriages. You know, I watch them. I watch how the husband treats the wife. I watch how the wife treats the husband. Just be very careful who you learn from and the couples you decide to use. Number 12, patience. Patience is the key. Patience is the key. No, I'm serious, but you are not ready to get married if you don't know how to exercise patience. You have to be tolerant. If you're naturally impatient, intolerant of people, you need to learn a lot of calming down. Because in your marriage, things are going to happen that are going to test your patience. Again, not anything life-threatening, like I mentioned earlier. I've learned how to think things through and not just act based on impulse. Just exercise some patience. You'd realize that just waiting for 1 minute can save your marriage a whole lot of stress. Number 13, the honey is going to finish from the moon. Okay, but that is okay. Every relationship, dating, friendship, courtship, marriage, every relationship goes through that stage of honeymoon stage where everything is just good and rosy and all of that and beautiful and almost seemingly perfect, right? Eventually the honey is going to finish in the moon and reality will set in. You will wake up one morning and not want to talk to you. You will wake up one morning and not want to talk to him. You're just going to be cranky for no freaking reason. But guess what? Even in those moments, love still continues. You just have to learn to navigate each other during those periods and walk each other through it. So those moments are going to come in your marriage, and that's fine because that's part of living. That's life. That's reality. Number 14. What works for A doesn't necessarily work for B. What works for couple A doesn't necessarily work for couple B. There is no one identical marriage in the whole of this earth. You know why? Because every human being was created uniquely by God. Every human being is an individual. It's a personality. Even Siamese twins, even identical twins. Okay, you cannot have two exact marriages. People shall differ one way or another. So because your friend knows how to fight her husband and her husband will keep quiet and do whatever she wants, you now go, hey, that's the style, that's the way it's going to work, I'm going to go and do it. No, you're going to ruin your home if you start copying and pasting from Instagram. Oh, these people did this on Instagram, these people did this on Twitter, this was what this person said on Twitter, this was what this person said on Facebook. Don't do that. You're going to ruin your home. Do what works for you, both of you as a couple, the two people in that relationship. If you are happy to carry food and put it on your head and kneel down and serve your husband, fantastic. Go for it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let even me tell you otherwise. As long as it makes you happy and it makes your husband happy. Not your husband that is forcing you. You love it. Do you understand? You like to wake up at 3 a.m. and start cooking. As long as it makes you happy and your husband too is happy and both of you are happy in your marriage, do what works for you. Don't copy A and try to implement it in B. Number 15. Listen, I hinted at this earlier. Marriage is just the beginning. Okay? It is not, in fact, it is not a chapter in a book. It is an entire book by itself. The bonus tip, yes, I've not forgotten. I said I was going to give you a bonus tip that I consider golden. But before I give you that, have you subscribed to the channel yet? Did you enjoy the video? Have you dropped a comment letting me know what you think? Share your thoughts. If you're married, what are your tips for single people? What would you advise single people to keep in mind before getting married? If you're single, what are you looking forward to in marriage? Because guess what? At the end of the day, marriage is very, 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 very sweet. It is sweet, oh, it is sweeter than honey. It is very, see my face. Does it not look sweet? So what are you looking forward to in marriage? Make sure to leave your thoughts and expectations, whatever they are, or your thoughts on this video down below in the comment section, okay? Share with me. I have shared with you. You too, share with me. Now for the bonus tip. Don't take marriage too seriously. Don't take marriage too seriously. And I'm emphasizing that because that was something I had to learn. Don't say, hey, now I am married, I am a wife, I am your wife, and you have to tell me why you are just coming home at 6 p.m. in the evening when work closes at 5. Calm down. Don't say, now I am your husband. You have to tell me why you are wearing a very short skirt and you are coming back home at 4 p.m. when I know you left the office at 2:30. Calm down. Don't take it that seriously. At the end of the day, it's not that serious. It really isn't. I promise you, it isn't that serious. Calm down, enjoy it, play a lot, a whole lot with your spouse, laugh a lot, a whole lot with your spouse, laugh about every single thing. Laugh at yourselves, laugh with each other, just have a great time being married. Mawa Maya. Don't use tension. Okay? Don't use Ishan Mozu. Don't approach your marriage with Mozu, okay? Just calm down and enjoy the ride because it's a very, very long one. All right? I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you learned a lot. Like I said earlier, please share with me down below in the comment section. Check out my other videos as well on the channel. I have really, really exciting videos for you that I'm sure you'd love. Subscribe if you aren't. I pray God blesses your home, your marriages, your relationships, and you, most importantly. I will see you again very, very soon. You know how we do it. Remain in God and God bless you. Mwah.